Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ben and Jamie Talk Football Podcast. We've got a scorcher today because we can talk about how Liverpool are they bottling and crumbling? Who knows? But then again, at the same time, their followers, the closest team behind them, Arsenal, seem to be failing to get wins as well. So I'm not too concerned. It is what it is. Also, Crystal Palace, they are on quite the climb with some great form. Have they got a chance to make in Europe? We will talk about that and get into it as the sneezes are deliberately happening in the background. And of course, the Champions League is back tonight. If you're listening to this on YouTube or Spotify, or if you're live, it is tomorrow night. The Champions League is back. The quarterfinals, of course, the big one that everyone's interested in: Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Be a good game, but we'll get all into that in a little bit. First, let's start off with what has been. Ben, what did you make of the weekend?
It was all right until about Sunday at 2 p.m. I think it was for both of us that. It was actually probably quite early. What? Should we start with the Liverpool game?
Sure. Why not? Okay, I'll get.
Yeah.
Or should we start with Arsenal on Saturday? Or no?
Yeah,
go
for
that.
Yeah, go for that.
No, we'll do Liverpool because then we'll talk about how it didn't matter because of the day before. Liverpool had arguably the worst 15 minutes of performance in the entire season, in my opinion. Andy Robertson decided he was going to play for Fulham at one point, in my opinion. First passing it across the pitch to Iwobi. And then when Iwobi messed it up, heading it back to Iwobi. And then when Iwobi's shot was going to be saved, chesting it in past Kelleher, who didn't have the best of games. But no, I think in general, Fulham, for that first half performance, probably deserved it. I couldn't complain. We were a bit unlucky. Harvey Elliott hitting the bar, good second half, but damage was done. And, that is what it is at the end of the day. If you don't really get in and do the job properly from the first minute, which we have been known for over the last 2 seasons, being sleepy in the first half, then you're going to get punished. And thankfully, it's come at a time later in the season where it may not be as vital, but we definitely got punished on Sunday.
Do you know what? I think that McAllister goal, wow, absolute. I remember, what was it against Fulham again last season at Anfield? Where he scored that.
Outside sort of the swervy whack.
He always finds a way just to score a screamer out of nothing. And that goal, I honestly, it's a weird one. That's a really stupidly good goal, but it's also, for me, and I don't know whether this was just me, when I watched the goal back, I thought it was actually more poor goalkeeping, but it's still an absolute weldy.
I think it's funny because I feel like you're on the verge of saying, it could be a goal of the season, but it's not, because it didn't the top corner, but it was the power that he hit it with. My favourite bit of it was the way he picked it up in the middle and shrugged. I think it was Berg. He just, the way, almost twice the size of him, the way he shrugged him off, got away from him, hit an absolute thunderbolt. It's prime 2000s Barclays, that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your midfielder nipping in. That's what you expect to see from a Gerrard or a Lampard. That is exactly it. Because people don't shoot in them positions now. Normally they get to that position and they pass it. So very, very nice to see. I was so happy when that went in. And then we had a good spell for about 5 minutes after that. And then
5 minutes after that.
And then out of nowhere, Sessegnon scored a very good volley as well. Give him his credit. It was a good goal. Also, was it Muniz? Yeah, it was Muniz, wasn't it?
Yeah, Muniz.
I have absolutely no issue with Muniz push on Van Dijk. The little nudge into the back. I think that's just strong, clever attacking play. Yeah. My only issue I had with it was about 30 seconds later, Liverpool went up the other end and Gakpo did the exact same thing to their defender and it gave a foul, which was very upsetting for me. But overall, I'm not too upset because of Arsenal. What did you make of that? Your camera's gone.
Well, I'm just basing it off TikTok at this point. So Arsenal. So I didn't actually watch the real game, but I watched the highlights, and I think they're really unlucky in terms of, because I think obviously Everton could have scored numerous chances anyways, but I think the goal Everton scored, the penalty that was given, I don't think that's a pen, and I stand by that. I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans that obviously think the same. Everton fans think it is a pen. I think it's an awful decision. Arsenal unlucky. It's probably, they'll argue, one of 11 points they've probably, or 2 of 11 points they've dropped this season because of refs. But at the end of the day, they weren't clinical enough. I presume Arteta was benching Saka for a reason, maybe for obviously Madrid. Yeah, so with Sterling suspended, which we will come to, obviously Saka has to start in a way. But yeah, it was quite a boring game from the looks of it. Pickford made a very, very good save. It was offside. Honestly, one of the best saves I actually think I've ever seen, but it was annoying. It was offside. Other than that, nothing to really write home about. Are we going to see Arsenal a bit cautious now? Because obviously Gabriel's out for the rest of the season. Big loss now. They're going to Madrid with Kiwior at the back. They're really walking into Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Valverde with Kiwior.
Yeah, and Lewis Skelly, who I think has his own defensive liabilities.
Yes.
For all the biggest strength of Arsenal, I think under Arteta has actually been their defence. Yes, they can pass the ball nicely. Yes, okay, they've had times where they've scored quite a few goals, but it's always been their defence. Even under Wenger a little bit, but especially under Arteta, I think the defence has always made Arsenal what it was. That is why they had their good runs. We saw it in their first title run. Saliba got injured. The title went away. In their second title run, they probably could have won it. It was just they came up against the Man City side that were just incredible, you know. So it is what it is for Arsenal. I think they will be upset in general. That is another year where the Premier League hasn't come their way.
Treble now, isn't it?
I mean, look, this was never a bottle because it was never in their hands. It was never even a bottle for Liverpool if they had lost it to Arsenal until about a month and a half ago, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's when it really, or whenever Saka got injured for the second time, that was really the moment I think that Arsenal and Liverpool sort of split apart. And a lot of people say, if Salah hadn't been there for Liverpool this season, would we be in the same place? Well, probably not. But we would have had more attacking people up there at least. And well, Salah's been missing for about a month anyway now, so we move with that. I suppose there's 2 more games, well, 3 more games that we picked out. You talk about boring. The Manchester derby. I mean, it's not the first game we talked about. It's not the second game we talked about. We will put it third because of its name alone of the Manchester derby. But oh my god, I predicted a draw. I predicted a 2-2 draw, thinking that they might want to score a goal. But my god, it was not a good game, was it?
It sounds stupid, but I think you could see it coming as well. I just think there was no hype about it. A lot of people didn't know it was actually the Manchester derby at all. It was a snooze fest. Probably United had the best few chances. Garnacho again. So glad that Chelsea didn't buy him in January. But yeah, United, they look a bit better than what maybe they were looking like 2 months ago. But I still think that end product is big issue, which Amorim has to sort out slowly but surely. And let's see if he does.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing we always go back to with Man United is he hasn't yet had his transfer window or anything like that where he can make an impact and get players to his system. It's the one thing that's going in his favour because the results and in general the performances aren't really there. Obviously, he's still got the Europa League. That is also on this week. Something for him to look forward to. Hopefully look forward to from a Man United perspective, I imagine. But it could go the other way. I mean, Lyon, not a bad side.
No.
It could be a bad week for English football, to be honest, because you got Villa against PSG, Arsenal against Real Madrid, Tottenham against Frankfurt, and Man United against Lyon. So I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this week, we're talking about how Tottenham, every single English side has actually gone and lost in the first leg of the Champions League.
Do you know what? I know we'll get obviously on to Champions League games, but as a whole, and this is crazy to say, I think Villa are the more likely of any of the 4 to go through, in my opinion, and that's really weird because I think Emery, with the attacking depth he's got, I think he will. Is it at Villa Park first or
first is at Stade de France?
I think that plays into Emery's favour then, because they have that. If they can go there and keep it not stupid, I think they'll get back to Villa Park and like they did against Bayern this year, keep them tight, get a goal or two against them, and then I think Villa, honestly, with that attacking Asensio, Rashford, obviously, I'll stop rambling on about it because we'll get into it. But yeah,
I mean, I certainly agree. There's a good chance. I do think if Villa can knock out PSG, there's nothing stopping them from going all the way. Which sounds crazy, but if you can win a quarterfinal against anyone, really, you can go all the way. But if they can knock out that PSG side, I don't know if you watched both legs of the Liverpool game. I certainly did, and therefore paid a lot of attention to it. They are just so good, PSG, and I would not bet against them personally because of how good they are. We will see at the end of the day who's going to come out on top, and we'll only have to wait a couple of days. Going back to the Premier League, though, Chelsea. What, Ben, as he hides away, is going on with that Chelsea team?
Oh, yeah, you need me quickly. Yeah, no worries.
Oh, he's running.
No, it's fine. Yeah, continue on. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
You can't escape this one. I got your camera.
Do you know what? I could sit here and say, oh, we were awful, but I think it was just Maresca from the second. He obviously, Palmer got benched, Jackson got benched, Neto, Cucurella benched. I get there's fixture congestion, but if you're benching your 4 best players to go and play, who are we playing midweek? Rapid. Something like that. If you're benching your 4 best players in a game against Brentford away to save them for a Conference League game, then what? Yeah, we're playing Legizia Warsaw.
Oh, right, opposed to yeah.
If you're saving them for that game compared to a Prem game we're fighting for Champions League football, then we knew from the second go. Reece James looked probably, him and Enzo looked like the only 2 players who cared. Brentford probably had the better chance out of both teams. We were lucky to get 3 points out of it. 1 point, sorry. And yeah, considering how we looked against Spurs, and I know Spurs are crap at the moment, but the drop-off of performance, and I think it's to do with Jackson not being in the team and not, but I don't know, that club, on and off, we'll probably go and lose midweek and then beat whoever we have Ipswich next weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say Jackson. He reminds me a lot of Darwin Núñez syndrome with Liverpool, where all we had to celebrate and cheer about at one point was Darwin Núñez coming on and being exciting. I mean, he was not, clinical enough or anything like that, but at least he made the runs and tried to do something different. And I think that is certainly what Chelsea are lacking right now. Just a bit of anything really up front. And I mean, I don't know what happened to. I know Palmer was benched for the game, but I don't know what's happened to Cole Palmer. I mean, he's just. You got to think at some point something's going on in his life or what, I don't know, but it's just not the same Cole Palmer that was at the start of the season. The only other team to talk about in the Premier League on the weekend, I mean, look, there was other good performances and stuff there. But Crystal Palace, I mean, beating Brighton, Crystal Palace looking like a bit of a dangerous side. I just want to ask one question to you. Do you think that Palace have a chance to get in European football this year outside of the FA Cup?
So let's just remember 2-3 weeks ago, back to that video where I went, but
didn't you change your mind?
I still said it. I top 5. I mean, top 5 probably a bit ambitious, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think top 6, and I went, I can see them. They're on an unbelievable form until you see that they've got City next, Newcastle away after that, Arsenal away, Villa, Forest, and Tottenham left, and then that goes But I mean, obviously, a lot of people don't realise that game on the weekend derby rivalry so much means 3 red cards. I'm glad Mateta or Sarr didn't get sent off, otherwise my FPL would have been in the mud. But yeah. Do you know what? Brighton just didn't look like they came out from it. Nketiah's time at Palace just gets worse and worse every single week. I'm convinced because I mean I watched the tackle from afar, and I don't know what it was. The second yellow, weren't it? Or is it second yellow?
Which one is this? Sorry,
Nketiah.
Nketiah.
I know Van Heck and Gahey's
second yellow. Yes,
after all 3 second yellows. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. When you're in yellow, I don't know why you're stretching out that. Gahey's as well. Van Heck, I get a bit, but you're also 2-1 down. So that doesn't make any sense why you're just dragging someone through and goal.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like someone just said on TikTok, as we are speaking, Newcastle, half time in that game, 3-0 up.
3-0,
so
yeah. Exactly.
They're probably going to get Champions League again.
And before we hit they do look like most likely, which upsets me. Because I really want Isak to have no reason to stay. And that is my biggest hope. Just quickly to go to the chat. Hello, Xavier. How are you doing, my friend? Please don't talk about Manchester United. Don't worry. We talk about them for about 2 seconds because that was all there was to speak about.
Yeah.
City for the Champions League. If there's 5 places, I think they'll get it. If not,
there is 5.
Well, it's not. Is it confirmed yet?
Yeah, it's like 99.9%.
Okay, well, yeah, with 5 Champions League spots, I think City will get it. I'd love them not to. The financial implications, obviously, also just on Manchester City, I'm pretty sure that verdict is coming around soon. So some big news going to be coming through at some point, which could have repercussions across the Premier League. Because I mean, the lawyers, they will be having a field day, won't they? If City get found guilty, because everyone will be trying to claim about different things to get money back. Yeah. We want this compensation for this title. I don't care so much about the titles of clubs. The money is where it's at. I mean, look, the difference between coming, I don't know, first and second in the Premier League probably is quite large. And you think about all them times that City just beat Liverpool, just beat United, just beat Chelsea, I think, once or twice as well. It makes a big difference, and it should be very interesting to see. Yes, with Haaland's injury, yes, but I think Marmoush might be good enough to cover it. Yeah. I mean, look, they were poor on the weekend, don't get me wrong, but I think Marmoush, he's one of the top goal scorers in Europe. Let's not forget about that. Yeah. So they've always got that. Ben, if you try and give your camera a wiggle before we get into the Champions League, but just see if it gives it a wakey up or whatever, off and on.
Was it not been on for the whole thing?
Came back on, then it went again. It's back now, though, so you're there.
Yeah, cool.
Right, Champions League. Yo, Voxy, how you doing?
Go on, Voxy.
I love it when you scroll over their names. It says if you're reading this, they haven't updated the bio. Right. Champions. Yeah, have you just done it?
Yeah, I've just done it.
The good thing as well, you can also see who people support, which I love. You can scroll over some names and see it. Because then I can tell straight away if they're just trying to rile me up.
Voxy's a Chelsea fan, so...
Yeah, I know certain people are who they are anyway. But anyways, on to the Champions League. Quarterfinals this week. We've got, for those of you who do not know, Arsenal versus Real Madrid, PSG versus Aston Villa, Barcelona versus Dortmund, and Bayern Munich versus Inter. Some easy ones to call. Barcelona versus
I don't think any of them are easy.
Not Barca Dortmund.
Maybe, obviously, Barca Dortmund probably the easiest, but I still don't think. Maybe this week, but I don't think next week when they... Or is it next week? It is next week, isn't it? The return.
I think it is a straight return.
I think it's straight return.
We're running out of weeks, so it's got to be.
Yeah, it depends. Barca at the weekend weren't great against... Who did they play again? Was it Betis? Yeah, it was Betis. They drew 1-1. Anthony actually looked really good again. United curse, I guess.
I always think I try to look away from how teams performed on the weekend and stuff like that, especially when you know that they're full on rotating their squads and sides just for the game. They are focused on the Champions League right now. It's like PSG, as much as they were very good against Liverpool, they had a nice rest right before the second leg where they basically rotated their entire team against Lille, and then Liverpool, in the meantime, had that game against Southampton where we actually ended up having to play Salah for 90 minutes and play all these players for a long time. So they've got benefit from being in these lower leagues that are easier than the Premier League, and it does really give them a nice chance, to rotate and rest their players. So you think Dortmund have a chance? We are gonna go through our game changers for each fixture.
Yep.
The player that we might think, for good or bad, they might have a terrible effect on it, who will change the course of the tie. So in the Barcelona and Dortmund one, who do you think then will be your biggest game changer?
So I've not actually done this. Like I'm generally just doing it now. Yeah. It's two players for me, and it's one from each team as well. Do you know what? I'll go good for. It's probably quite obvious, but I think Lamine Yamal is going to have a really good game. I think that's quite a boring one. If you don't want a boring one, Pascal Gross for Dortmund.
That's exactly who I was looking at, Pascal Gross. I don't know why, but I just feel like he'll. I feel like it will. He might just have that little impact. But if I'm going for the less obvious one, I'm actually going to say Lewandowski.
Yeah.
I think there's a very, very good chance that he comes through and absolutely kills it. So Lewandowski for me. Your camera's gone again. It's so annoying. I was going to talk to them about it today. I'm just going to get a drink. I'll be back in 1 second.
Cool. I'll answer the questions in chat while.
Start rambling about one of them.
Yeah, I'll answer or the game or. What am I meant to do it, chat? Okay. So apparently I've been left. PSG Villa. Now, I don't know if he wants me to answer these questions or. Why always me? Nah, fucking hell. No, so PSG Villa. Chat, let me know your thoughts, because for me, right, and I said this, I think Villa, honestly, if they can keep that not stupid, then yeah.
Right, I'm back. Hello.
Yep.
Right, what was you saying?
I was kind of trying to work out what you meant, because I was looking at questions in chat and then looking at this, and yeah. So I started rambling about Villa. But...
right. Okay. We can go to PSG Villa. We did touch on it earlier. PSG, obviously, firstly, in the playoff ties, 10-0, ridiculous. Which I looked at and thought, it's fine. They're playing some random French team. They're probably not actually that good. Then I watched them play Liverpool, and I have not seen a work rate and intensity like it from any other side in football this season. I mean, it was ridiculous how good they were at pressing when they didn't have the ball. When they had the ball, they didn't give it up. Villa will have to beat them. They will have to be a tactical masterclass. I'm pretty sure Donnell Mallon isn't in the Villa squad, is he?
What, for the Champions League?
Yeah, for the Champions League. I'm sure they left him.
Is he not?
I feel like he was left out. Just that's chat coming in with that. Quickly. But I think for Villa to win it won't come. I don't think a moment of individual brilliance will be enough. I think it will come down to perfect structure and formation to try and counter them. But there's a very good chance that, we all saw that first leg at the Stade de France or whatever it's called. And PSG just should have been a 4 or 5 up against Liverpool by the time that it got to the second leg. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see something similar, but with the goals going in this second leg, because it took something very special from Alisson Becker to stop it from happening, to be honest.
Is this the type of performance that Emi Martinez will love and come out and just show one of them weird games that he has every once in a while and get Villa through? Because Emery is a tactician master, and he knows Enrique's going to be... Enrique is fiery to watch. You watch the midfield three, whether it's Emery, Coutinho, Rui, Fabian, or Neves. they're all just so quick. They won the title on the weekend already in the first week of April. Yeah, it's stupid, that league, but
what PSG?
Yeah,
they'll be able to rest and rotate their team completely again between legs as well, which doesn't go in Villa's favour at all.
No, that PSG team is, especially, it's very young and
hungry.
They just don't get tired as well. A lot of home growth.
I think they also have a point that they almost want to prove without Mbappe being there, saying, look, we can do this without Mbappe. We weren't Mbappe FC, and we can go on and do it now that he's left us. Which I think they're doing a good job of proving, and Dembele has definitely stepped up. My game changer that I'm going to say for this one is someone who was absolutely brilliant against Liverpool, and if he continues to play the way that he did against Liverpool, against Villa, I don't see Villa having a chance. And I'm going to go with Vitinha. I think he absolutely controlled. Liverpool's midfield has been a very strong point for a lot of the season, but I didn't see him really break a sweat. And yeah, for me, I think he is the one that I think PSG are going to go through, and I think he will be the key reason for it.
I'm going to go on the other side of the coin with Villa, and I think it's such a hard one because it's at PSG, but I have a lot of memories about Rashford at PSG, like when he's played them, and I have a sneaky feeling something similar is going to happen. So I'm going to go Rashford, and I don't know whether he'll start because there is the thing where if Watkins starts, Rashford don't tend to. So it's one or the other, and I feel like Rashford. If I'm Emery against that team, I'm trusting Rashford over Watkins, personally. But so I'm going to go Rashford personally.
I think Rashford's a great wild card to check out. And if Rashford comes to a game and is on it, he is one of the best players.
Do you know what? Xavier's just made a great point.
But yeah,
Marco Asensio.
I also thought about that as well. I was close to saying his name.
Is he eligible to play?
Down. You can play for 2, I think, in Europe. I think you can play for 2 different.
But he's still on loan there.
Is he a loan deal? Oh,
yeah, he's a loan deal.
Oh, probably not. I thought they bought him outright. I don't know why I thought that.
No, he's on loan. I don't know what. He's on loan from there. So, no, he's fine from the looks of it.
He can play.
He's not on a suspension or injury list. That would say if you can play or not. So.
All right. Okay. Well, PSG have let him play apparently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, he could have a big impact then. We'll go with the second to last and the most interesting department, in my opinion, which is Bayern Munich versus Inter.
Yes.
The strong, sturdy defense of Inter Milan versus the Harry Kane attack of Bayern Munich. Who do you think is going to come out on top of that one?
Oh, yeah. This is one of them that could go either way. Like, generally, this could go into maybe nicking a 1-2-0 or Bayern nicking a 2-0. I don't think it'll be a draw on the night. I hate it because I love both sides. I really like watching Bayern, purely because they stat pad in the Bundesliga most of the time. And then Inter, I love watching Inzaghi. Like, absolutely. I've been to San Siro twice, watched them. And that Inter team's crazy. DeMarco. I will go 2-0 Inter, purely because I think that's my just biasness to Inter coming out. But, yeah.
See, I've always been Milan AC over Inter. I don't know why, but it just has been.
Yeah, you are always one or the other.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's because we beat them in Istanbul, which sounds weird, I know. But yeah, 1 second.
He's getting a yelling off.
She decided she was going to mop in the middle of all of this, which is interesting. Anyways, right. I think Bayern will do it. I think Bayern have that Champions League quality. You know, I'm not saying Inter don't have it because they do, but there's just look at that dog.
It will be a game to watch for the neutral because it will be. I know Barca Dortmund's on the same night, but I will probably be watching this.
This is the game.
Yeah, and the second leg will be absolutely hectic as well because it's at San Siro. Going to be under lights. But I think Inter could do well. generally out of this. I think any of the teams obviously could do well out of this now.
Yeah.
There's not one you can't pick a story for.
Your game changer for this one?
I will go with someone I mentioned, DeMarco.
DeMarco, yeah.
It's biasness.
Well, I find that very interesting because my game changer is going to play directly against him, and I'm going for Elise.
Well,
I actually did have it up, but I was thinking Elise for I was just as a refresher, but I was just thinking who at Bayern Munich is really just a quality player, and Inter 3-back formation, 5-back formation, whatever you want to call it. When you're a winger up against that, you can find yourself in either a very good position behind a fullback or a very bad position. And if he can pick up them good positions in between a fullback and a centre back, he could really cause some damage. And
my only thing with Elise is you look behind DeMarco and it's Bastoni, who's probably been one of the best centre backs in the world.
Yeah,
this year.
But you've also got Harry Kane and co supporting in the attack, and I wouldn't be surprised.
I definitely think Sane
has to worry about Kane.
I think Sane is the one they're gonna try to exploit purely because
maybe
Darmian and Pavard more likely. So
maybe, yeah,
we'll see on the night. It doesn't.
It's due for some good battles though. That's
both
definitely...
went opposite players, no opposite teams again.
Yeah, well, do we keep just dropping opposite teams? Do we?
Yeah, may as well for the last one now.
Brilliant. Right. Well, last one, of course, is Real Madrid versus Arsenal, or Arsenal versus Real Madrid to be more proper, as the first leg is at the Emirates. I mean, wow. It's a great one to really look forward to, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, Arsenal, Mikel Merino going to be starting up front.
Yeah, it's already finished.
What I find curious is I know he's a winger, but Ethan Nwaneri, I always get his name pronounced wrong. Yeah, I always pronounce his name wrong. I struggle with it, so I do apologise. I'm going to have to learn.
Just say Ethan.
Ian. The initials. But I'm surprised they haven't given him just a false 9 roll down the middle and said, go for it. You know, you're creative, you like running, have a little go. Especially now you've got Saka and Martinelli coming back. Why not just put him down that middle spot and have just tell him, have fun with it. You know, run at them, pick up the ball from deep, drive them, do something different.
Yeah.
That, if it were my decision, I'd rather that than Merino, who in this game isn't going to get to show off his physical side because he's up against Rudiger, who we all know very well, and Asensio as well, that he is a very, very talented centre-back for Real Madrid. I just think, what would they struggle up against more? I think it would be someone dropping deeper, pulling them out of positions, and then Saka running in behind. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. That's just what I would do. I highly doubt Arteta would be willing to do that, considering the fact that he's played Merino most games up front.
Yeah.
And yeah, it should be interesting to see. What are your general thoughts on the game before we get into game?
See, I don't want to admit it, but I feel like it's my gut feeling that I think Arsenal probably, if they want to get through, this is the game they need to try and take advantage of. Because if they can't go into a lead at the Bernabeu, if they can't go back to the Bernabeu with a lead, then I think Madrid will take advantage of them. And that's where it'll get messy. But I think Arsenal, if they nick one early, I wouldn't be surprised to see him sit back a little and let Madrid just take the game to him. But that's not Ancelotti's style at all. So, I don't know. That Madrid team is obviously world-class. Like, every single player in that team really is top level athlete, player, whatever you want to say. There's a lot of game changes in it, so we'll let you kick off with it.
Well, actually, we've done 2 each after this, Mr. For a change. I did the Villa game first, and you did the other side.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Mr. For a change. But no, my game changer is Jude Bellingham. I think if you look at the teams and everything, we pointed out the weaknesses in Arsenal's defence earlier, talking about Kiwor, and I mentioned Lewis Skelly. So that will give Mbappe and Rodrigo a lot of chances to run in behind on that side. Saliba and Timber will have their hands full with Vinicius Jr. for sure. And I just think Bellingham's going to pick it up in that little pocket. And I think he'll be threading passes, creating chances, doing them runs that we know he can do throughout the game. And yeah, I don't see a way that Arsenal win this tie, to be honest. So if they do, huge credit to them. I'm sure if they do, everyone will come up and say, oh, Real Madrid had this issue or that issue. And that is why Arsenal went through. Look, Arsenal have had their own issues this season for sure. And if they do somehow come through with a win in this tie, I will hold my hands up and say, fair play, because as much as I hate Arsenal, to knock out a Real Madrid side, especially one that's looking as dangerous as this one, I'd be surprised if they didn't. Anyway, what about your game changer?
What just happened?
I muted my other mic.
I thought you were trying
so
to
it'd
tell
be
me
seamless.
something.
I know it'd be seamless, but it didn't work.
I think I'm going between two players, and I'm going to go against my second one just because I think it'll be in the reverse leg. I'm going to go Odegaard. He's not had a great season, but I think this will be one of them games he just turns up in. My other one was Modric, but I think that'll be a game where at the Bernabeu, he'll pick out something special. If it is his last year there, it'll be a bit like Toni Kroos a little. But it's between them two. Odegaard, what a special player. He picks out passes from nothing. But yeah, there's game changers all in that Madrid team. So can I just say the Madrid team? Like, can I just put the whole 11 there?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, let's just talk about Modric for a second. You mentioned him as a game changer. How is that man still talked about in this Real Madrid side? 39.
Yeah.
Been there for 13 years now.
And it's not even like he's coming off the bench and playing 20 minutes. He's playing 90, 82, 81, 77.
From what I can see, he started half of the games this season, which is just incredible.
582 games for Madrid. Jesus Christ.
Really, really special player. But anyway, Ben, that is our Champions League sort of predictions over. I hear rumours that you have a little... I hear that you have a little quiz for me to end us on.
Yes, I do. So to get you a bit back from the Champions League one you done a few weeks ago, because I got absolutely done in. So to celebrate, maybe one of the best midfield. I mean, we probably missed a segment there, but maybe one of the best midfielders in Prem history, Kevin De Bruyne, leaving Man City this week. Top 10 assists in the Premier League. Players.
Assisters, yeah? Okay.
Assisters,
all right. You're going to tell me their position and ranking, right? So if I say Kevin De Bruyne, you will say he is ranked at...
Yeah. I thought you meant position on the field. I was like, what?
So if I tell you Kevin De Bruyne, he is ranked at...
2 and 118.
All right. Frank Lampard.
5, 102.
Steven Gerrard.
8, 92.
Oh, it's got to be a Man U player in there, isn't there? Giggs.
Are we doing it in a life system or? Oh no, wait, he is there. Never mind. He's the top. 162.
I mean,
I was thinking about Ryan's.
Right. What?
Let me just bait. I was thinking Paul Scholes. I don't know why. I was making sure he weren't on the list first.
Right. Okay. Sorry. When you say the life system or live system.
No, just leave it. Just leave it. We'll just go to.
All right. Oh, right. Okay. So I've got 1 and 2.
Got 1.
I've got Lampard and Gerrard, right?
Yep.
Okay. Was he there for? Did he do it for long enough? I'll hold him in the back of my mind. I'll tell you who I'm holding in the back of my mind. I'm holding Fabregas there. I'm holding him in the back of my mind just because I just don't know if he did it for long. He started at such a young age. It's Premier League assists, by the way. I'm assuming not.
Yes, Premier League assist.
Thank God, because I would be screwed otherwise. Right. David Silva.
793.
Oh.
So, no, wait. That's going to bait it something out. Never mind.
Okay.
Ignore me.
You're going to say there's a few people who are on the same amount?
6 has 94.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah. It's two
Gerard,
between 6 and 8.
Yeah, Gerard
Silva.
And then...
Yeah, I think there's 2 you won't get. And I think it's because you wouldn't expect them.
All right, I'm going to chuck out Fabregas.
Yeah, he's 3. 111.
That is incredible, by the way.
Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible.
Absolute player as well.
So I've done 1, 2, 3.
5,
6,
7,
5,
8.
6, 5, 7, 8. So I'm missing 6, 9.
How have you not got 1? 10 even.
Does that mean it's Liverpool?
Maybe.
Has he got that many? Salah.
Yes. 10.
Is he 10?
86.
Yeah, I knew he'd be high up. I mean, you always think about him with goals, don't you? But never really assists. But I knew he'd be high up there. That's got to be all the Liverpool players checked off. I can't think there'll be anyone else in there. I am saying things just to see how you react as well. Right. Chelsea, we've only got Lampard in. It's got to be another Man U player in there. Scholes?
Nope.
Oh, fuck, that's my first one wrong. Okay. I don't think Beckham was around long enough. He went quite early. But he did so well. He's also before my time. It's got to be. The only one I've got in there from Man U is Giggs right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Beckham.
Nope.
Fuck. Is there another Man U one in there?
Yep.
Fuck. Oh. How many? I've got 6 and 4 to go, and 9. 6, 4, and 9.
4, 6, 9. Yeah.
Rooney.
Yeah, he's 4. 103.
Right,
These are the 2 I think you'll struggle with.
All right, that's Man U done, yeah.
Yes.
That's okay. All right. I've got 1 life left, right, and then I've got no more lives.
Yeah.
So after I get this life gone, I need some hints because you said I'm
Yep.
going to struggle with these.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bernardo Silva's been around for a long time. I go Bernardo Silva.
No.
No. How many has he got out of interest? Must be Co's on that list. It's been around for a long time.
I don't think it'd be that high. I think it'd probably be in the 40 mark.
Oh, it's got to be higher than that.
It's been it.
I don't want to Google it because I don't want it to come up with anything that I might see that will go, oh, he's ranked this on the list. Here's number 4.
I can't actually see.
Oh no, he's probably not there for long enough.
Let's see. Should say on the Man City website, surely.
I would have said on Premier League.
That is also a shout. Probably should have just used my brain.
Yeah, that's where I would have gone. That's where I assumed you were looking at the list, and I thought you just scrolled down a little bit.
Bernardo Silva.
I reckon he's in the 60s. How you doing, Marcus Rashford?
Sorry?
Fine.
Right.
I bet I find this in.
Why have I typed Bernardo Silva in and he can't? He doesn't. Have they got him down as Bernardo? Yep. No. What? When I look on the Prem website, he doesn't even come up.
He's got 46 assists. It took me 2 seconds to find.
How the? Okay.
I just googled Bernardo Silva Premier League assists.
I googled that as well. Didn't come up.
Yeah, is this in the description? All right. Okay, give me a hint. Come on.
One's got a statue built out of them outside their stadium.
Fuck. Right.
I believe.
I was more hoping for any.
One's been in football in the Premier League a very, very long time. And No, I'm not going to say that one.
Not still about though. Not still playing. Oh, James Milner.
Yes, 89.
Oh, that's the one you were on about for a long time, I'm assuming.
Yes. And then the other one's the statue. Which I have just checked, and yeah, it is true.
Statue outside his stadium. Who's got a statue outside their stadium? I done David Silva, didn't I?
Yes.
Did he got a statue, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose...
1 second.
What hint can I give him, chat? What hint can I give him?
All right. Give me an era.
He made his debut 25 years ago.
25 years ago, so 2000s.
His debut was in football was 1986.
I'm ringing them.
Sorry, hang on. He made his debut 25 years ago, but his debut was in 86.
What the fuck did I say? Oh, yeah, I'm being stupid. Let's see.
By my maths, that is not 25 years ago.
Am I being stupid? Okay, no, that's fair.
Statue outside his stadium. Player with a statue outside his stadium.
It's very, very well known.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, well, I'm thinking of like, did I do Henry?
No.
Is it Henry?
No.
Oh, fuck.
He played alongside Henry.
So is it, what's his name? Bergkamp?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
There were the 2 hours in between. And
I didn't realise he actually made his debut.
I didn't realise he had
Jesus.
I didn't realise he had a statue.
Yeah, with the ball. I've seen it. That's why.
I mean, what can I expect with a club that's got a dog named Win? So I mean,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
I mean, like, it says it all. But yeah, Ben, I suppose that'll do it, won't it?
Yeah.
Let's try to get your camera back for the last couple of seconds of this podcast, and you can outro it.
No, we're fine.
No, come on.
Nah, it's fine. The camera's not going to come back.
It's back. I watched you click it away.
Well, is it back still?
Yeah, you just got to say goodbye. That's all you
All
got
right.
to do. I'm not cutting this.
I appreciate everyone coming in to watch, whether you're in the chat, whether you're in the TikTok, whether you're watching us on YouTube for some reason. Get on back over to Big Up. It's better live. But yeah, goodbye, guys.
Yeah, get on Big Up. Ask your questions. If you're new, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and see you all. Are we going for Friday?
Should be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't have more stupid FIFA stuff to do.
Yeah, shouldn't do.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about the Champions League games and the upcoming
Premier League
weekend.
Yes.